Independent candidate Robert F. Kennedy Jr. confirms to WISN 12 News he is considering the former Packers quarterback, as Rodgers was an early supporter of RFK Jr.'s presidential bid.
I can't believe I'm saying this, but Aaron Rodgers might retire. I think I've made about 2 videos over the past 3 months titled The Worst Trade in NFL History or The New Worst Trade in NFL History. But ladies and gentlemen, I think we might have a contender for a brand new worst trade in NFL history. And it's only been a year. Honestly, it's been less than a year since this trade went down. But before we get to the content, make sure you drop like, subscribe, and turn on our notifications to help the channel grow. Now that we get all that out of the way, work! Look right over here, you'll see all of these wonderful human beings that have been able to make some money by playing Prize Picks. And I give away my picks for free each and every day on my Instagram at TheFlightMike and Snapchat at FlightMikeSnap. And right now they're hooking up my subscribers fat when you use my promo code FlightMike when you sign up for Prize Picks. And thank you, Prize Picks, for the sponsor. Mic check 1 2 1 2. What's going on, everybody? After 3 years of Aaron Rodgers repeatedly saying that his future is uncertain.
So, what are the chances that you're going to be playing in Green Bay next year?
No comment.
Oh! Last year, Aaron Rodgers officially got his wish. The Green Bay Packers traded Aaron Rodgers and their 2023 first-round pick, in addition to a 5th-round pick, to the Jets for their 2023 first-round pick, a 2nd-round pick, a 6th-round pick, and a conditional 2024 2nd-round pick that becomes a first if Rodgers played 65% of his snaps. Fortunately for the Jets, Rodgers only played in 4 snaps, and in true Aaron Rodgers fashion was telling everybody that they needed to lock in and focus on the season, while he literally made the entire season about his Achilles rehab. He was trying to return from a 12-month injury, if you're lucky, in a matter of 3 to 4 months. Was this a huge distraction and a bunch of false hope for the New York Jets? Probably, but did it generate a significant amount of attention on Aaron Rodgers, who would have received none whatsoever because he was injured the whole season? Most definitely. All year long, you would just hear updates on Aaron Rodgers trying to make this remarkable, fabulous recovery from a torn Achilles, which I'm sure really did wonders in helping Zach Wilson and whoever else the Jets wanted to put in at quarterback each and every week. I personally am a fan of how outspoken Aaron Rodgers is, but whenever I see hypocrisy, I love to call it out. And there's no better instance of hypocrisy than when Aaron Rodgers tries to play like he's the leader and doesn't follow his own advice. At the end of the season, he said this:
I think we needed a couple more pieces, which anybody that doesn't host at the end of the season always needs probably 1 or 2 more pieces, but we're close. You know, there's some tough decisions about certain individuals, but I think we got a core group of guys that's really solid. I think you saw a lot of great play this year from individuals. Some guys took some steps from years 1 and 2. I think there's a lot of great cornerstone foundational pieces to build around what you need. Great young talent, guys in their first contract, guys who just got paid, who played at a high level. You know, we had 2 Pro Bowlers and a lot of other guys who could have been, but those are all on the defensive side of the ball or our 2 specialists. So we need to make sure we get some of those guys getting the recognition and playing at the Pro Bowl level, all-pro level on the offensive side of the ball.
And then he famously said, anything in this building that we're doing that has nothing to do with winning needs to be assessed. Everything that we do has to have a purpose. The expletive that has nothing to do with winning has to get out of the building. And then a few weeks later, he got into a war with Jimmy Kimmel. Derivative of that war with Jimmy Kimmel was also getting his buddy Pat McAfee in trouble with ESPN because he linked Jimmy Kimmel to the Epstein flight logs on Pat McAfee's show, which is now on ESPN, which means you can't really be as unfiltered as you once were, which got Pat McAfee into trouble with ESPN, and we already made our own separate video on that. Now, Aaron Rodgers would apologize to Jimmy Kimmel for linking him to the Epstein court documents, and even said it was a dumb and factually inaccurate joke. But Aaron Rodgers would waste no time in trying to figure out a brand new way to distract his team. A man that really relishes in any opportunity to generate headlines. Now, those of you guys that are hardcore supporters of this channel know where my political views align. I want America to win. That's about it. Team America. That's where my allegiances lie. And it seems like Aaron Rodgers feels the exact same way. He's tired of wasting his time generating publicity and hype about his torn Achilles that is not going to rehabilitate in time. He's tired of telling teammates that they need to stay focused on the task at hand if they want to win a Super Bowl. As a matter of fact, he's tired of keeping his promises. Just a few weeks ago, Aaron Rodgers said that he wants to play for another 3 to 4 years, saying, "I got back on the practice field late in the season and I couldn't get to a top speed sprinting, but really been in a good place rehab-wise from the start and feeling really good. Again, I'm hopeful I can play 2 or 3 or 4 more years, but you need to have some good fortune there too." I don't really believe Aaron Rodgers whenever he says stuff like this. You remember when he said the same thing about how he views the succession plan with Zach Wilson?
Be able to play a few good years here and then hand it right back off to Zach and let him go for the next 15, and it'd be a really special, 18 to 20 year run of great quarterback play.
And then before he joined the New York Jets, he said that he didn't see himself playing into his 40s or having a Tom Brady-like career. Of course, don't get me wrong, an Achilles tear and being away from football for a whole year really allows you to envision what life is going to be once football is over. It might be more difficult to generate those headlines about yourself, but it seems like Aaron Rodgers has a plan. You see, the presidential election is coming up. One of the individuals that are running for office is Robert F. Kennedy Jr. And it seems like there's 2 candidates that he wants to select as his vice president. One being former Minnesota Governor Jesse Ventura, the other being Aaron Rodgers. Now, in this particular instance, you would think any individual would just step into the spotlight and say,
"Hey, I'm a football player. I'm only going to be focused on football.
And just like Aaron Rodgers said,
Anything in this building that we're doing that has nothing to do with winning needs to be assessed. Everything that we have to do has to have a purpose. The expletive that has nothing to do with winning has to get out of the building."
I think I have a rough idea what it takes to win a Super Bowl, but I think Aaron Rodgers has 100 times more knowledge as to what it takes to win a Super Bowl than I do, considering the fact that he's won a Super Bowl. So maybe I just don't really know what I'm talking about. I'm just some guy at his home making YouTube videos for you guys and talking about sports, but I'm pretty confident that running for vice president with an independent candidate wouldn't improve your chances of winning a Super Bowl. Now, I want to be absolutely clear. I don't think this has a great chance of happening, but I just don't understand why Aaron Rodgers doesn't come out and say,
"I'm not running for vice president. That's fucking crazy."
especially as an independent, which I don't know anything about politics. I could be wrong. I think the chances that RFK Jr. wins is very slim, but hey, I'm Microphone. I'm not Mike Shapiro. I'm not Mike Lemon. I'm Microphone. So I'm gonna stay in my lane and focus on football here. The craziest part about all this is the campaign would be going down in the middle of football season. So is Aaron Rodgers supposed to try to rally the New York Jets and make a push to win a Super Bowl? Or is he going to be running around trying to campaign for his ticket with RFK Jr.? In order for this to happen, Aaron Rodgers would need to retire. And Sauce Gardner has even joked around about the idea, saying that Aaron Rodgers has been very difficult to get a hold of ever since this news came out. But hey, this wouldn't be the craziest thing that Aaron Rodgers attempted. He tried coming back from an Achilles tear within 4 months of tearing it last year. I would say this is right underneath it. I would say running for vice president with an independent president while simultaneously being the quarterback for one of the largest media markets in the United States is a little bit less difficult than trying to return from an Achilles tear in 3 months. So maybe he's already content with the amount of MVPs he's won, the amount of money he's made, and the amount of Super Bowls he's won. And at this point, Aaron Rodgers is just completing side quests, just like Shaquille O'Neal is. At the end of the day, this is a bizarre storyline. So let me know what you guys think in the comment section down below. Do you think Aaron Rodgers would make a good vice president? Because I personally imagine that his debates would go something like this.
I think he's a bum. I think he's an absolute bum. He doesn't know me. I don't know who he is.
Aside from that, I'm your boy Mike, and I'm dropping our mic until our next upload.